Okay, everyone, welcome to the Mal and Val Show. Woo! I'm Mal,
I'm Val.
and we are just two friends that have very similar sounding names and are hilarious. So we decided to create a funny show to distract everyone from life and how crazy it is.
Yep.
So we have a more set schedule this time. And we're going to start doing this probably every week. And it's going to be one thing that we are obsessed with. So one thing that is like been on our mind or we've been like, obsessing over. So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
Go first.
Okay. So this past week, and honestly the past 2 weeks, I've been obsessing over flowers. I do not know why, but flowers are bringing me so much joy. When I go on my walk, so I have to walk every day or I'm going to go insane. So when I go on my walk, there's like, I don't know if it's just like a patch of grass. And I want to say it's a dog park because there's like little poop trash can waste baskets around it. But there's not like I don't know, the dog park has slides. There's not like activities for the dogs. So I don't know if either way, it's just like this big patch of land. And there's like random like cherry blossom trees and like rose bushes. So like sometimes I'll just like go and like take a picture or like just sit there and like look at it. There's like a bench, like two benches on like both sides. And I don't know, I've just been really obsessing over flowers. This girl I follow on Instagram has been posting like is it peonies? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know how you spell it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So she's been posting those like every day on her story, and every day I'm like, let me look, because they're just, I don't know, flowers just like really bringing me happiness and joy lately. So flowers have been my latest obsession.
That's cute. With mine, I mean, I was telling you, like, probably the only thing would be the fact that, well, two. One, that I'm into pink again, which, you know me, I'm all about dark. I mean, I'm wearing navy blue. My room is gray. My bedding is gray. Like, everything's really neutral. And recently I've been like, I want to get a pink Yeti. Oh, let me get pink this. Oh, I like that pink dress. So I've been into, like, that lately, which I guess is not as crazy, but to me it is. And the other thing, besides just Amazon being an obsession, probably just like buying hair care products. Like I've just been like, oh yeah, let me get one, let me get another one. I have a basket full of hair products. I don't know why, but I'm excited.
Yes, I'm really happy about the pink thing. Pink is my favorite color. I don't want to show too much of my bed because it's probably not made. Oh, but you can even just look at this little section. It's all pink.
Oh my God.
One lavender thing is lavender essential oil. And everything else is pink. So love pink, and that makes me really happy that you like pink. Like, come to the good side.
There you go. One day.
Okay, so that was what we're obsessed with. Then, all right, so now we're going to get into just different topics that have been going around and just our opinion. So the first one is Twitter was in a disarray the past about a week and a half ago over the word Karen. Karen, for those that are watching and don't know, Karen is a term that you use when someone is, I don't know, acting
just disrespectful.
Yeah.
What's the word? There's a word that you think you deserve.
Entitled.
Okay, yeah.
Entitled. And typically a Karen is someone who's like, realistically, they're like 40 and up. I mean, there's people our age that act like Karens, but not really. Like, it's usually 40 and up, entitled, older women typically. So the discussion on Twitter was that Karen is the new N-word. Now, I think the fact that I saw someone say this somewhere about like the N-word versus like, I don't know, like, I don't remember the term, but the fact that we say the N-word and then we say out Karen, I feel like just kind of automatically like shows that it's kind of not the same. Val, what is your opinion?
I mean, it's like comparing apples and oranges. Like I'll happily call a rude person a Karen, and they are getting that name not because I'm comparing just the background of both. Like, you're calling a Karen because of something they're doing that they can control at the end of the day, but they
Oh,
decide not.
good
And then
point.
the N word, whoever says it, and whoever says it with the intention of hurting someone,
Right,
is
right.
saying it because they know the background of that word has a hurtful meaning. Even if the other person who's receiving that word is like, oh, I don't care or whatever, I expected it. But they're not seeking for that. They're not doing anything to get that word towards them besides just literally existing. While being a Karen, you probably like screamed at someone at McDonald's because you didn't get more than one barbecue sauce. I mean, it's not the N word. I will happily keep calling Karens whenever I see one. I will call them out. I will call them boomer a boomer when I need to. And they'll call me a millennial when I'll need to be a millennial. And I am a millennial, I think. I don't know what I am, but not the same word. And it's just, I want to know the Karen that started this movement. That's
right. All. I'm like, first of all, she started it because she had been called it way too many times. And if it were me, I'd be like, okay, wait a second. Now, what am I doing that everybody is calling me a Karen?
Exactly.
Like, that's not, that's, you had to have done something to.
If they called you Karen so many times that you're annoyed, maybe you should not do the things you're doing.
Right.
Why? Like, I don't know, if someone calls you rude a lot of times or calls you like you're disorganized, maybe you're like, oh, yeah, it sucks, but like, yeah, I am disorganized. Like, at least
right. Yeah, like do some personal responsibility, I guess. I don't know. That's what I would do, but you know, I'm not a Karen, so I don't know. I don't know what they do. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, this is so funny. I saw someone, so you know the song, I'm not gonna say the word, even though it's in a song, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I'm not gonna say the word because I know that I heard somewhere that YouTube doesn't like this. Yeah, but it was the Paris song with Jay-Z and Kanye West. Yeah. So someone put the word Karen, but then put an asterisk between the A. So it was like Karens in Paris. I was like, that's so funny.
Love that.
That is so funny. But yeah, like I think that's like, I don't know. And another thing too, I know a lot of people like want to feel oppressed, I guess. And that's weird to me. Like I've never really felt oppressed as, I don't want to get into like this politically, but like I can say for myself, like as a woman and as like a Black person, I've never really felt oppressed. Have I felt like, well, I don't know, like I just can't even think of I just haven't felt oppressed. That's like just not something that
I've discussed that, what you're saying. Like I've discussed that with my dad. Even like I have all the cards to be oppressed. I'm Hispanic, I'm a woman, I'm an immigrant, I'm not a white-skinned Hispanic either. So I mean, I've never felt it. And I don't know if it has to do with me living in Miami and like me not being strange. Maybe if I lived like in Wisconsin, it would be different. But but I've never felt it, and I don't think I would ever seek to feel it. Like I would never be like, I'm Hispanic, I'm a woman, I'm an immigrant. Like I will never pull those cards. You know what I mean? Right. I feel like they just seem like excuses. Yeah. I don't want to be treated differently or special because of something I literally cannot control at this point. So I bet these Karens are just upset because everyone who calls them Karens are like our age people who, because I mean, when you go to, even when we've gotten out to eat, like I've noticed like people our age are nicer to those that are in service. Like we will leave a tip no matter what. Like you leave a tip, you don't leave a mess on the table. You don't snap your waiter. Like you're extra nice. You're not just extra nice. Just treat them how they're supposed to be. Respect. But then you see like it's respect. Yeah. When there's older people, I see that they leave like their tables a mess and they leave everything thrown out. A lot of times they don't leave tips because they think they don't deserve tips. But I think that's probably why they're so offended, because it's like all these young people calling them this thing that it's accurate. But if it was older people, they'd probably be like, oh, it's a joke.
Very good point. And I think that is just a testament to us as a generation. I think sometimes we're crazy and annoying, but like when it comes to how we treat people, here, when it comes to how we treat people outside of our little circle, so like we give the most, to charities. We do, we're the most involved with it. Like we just are, for lack of a better word, better. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And the next generation after us is probably going to be even better.
Yeah.
Which is what you
and that's
want.
good. Right. And that's what we should be doing, we should, every generation gets better. Hopefully after the apocalypse, it will just keep getting better.
Whatever's after us or aliens or whatever comes after us. Hopefully it'll be better, but.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we will talk about is something on Twitter. I'm going to read it because it was very interesting. So this person tweets, "A guy ordering a dessert on a date is a red flag for me. That's a female thing to do, for real." And then under it, you know how there's like the thread, it goes, "It's a red flag for me, for me. If a guy is on a date with a woman, the woman should be the one asking for appetizers and desserts. Men eat meals. Like, seriously, you can just taste some of whatever I ordered." So, how did that, what is your opinion? I see your face. I feel like your face kind of summed up your opinion, but let's use words.
I mean, I feel like the girls, because these are girls obviously writing this, the girls that write are the same ones that are like, he's got to pay for every single one of my meals. If he doesn't pay for them, he has no chance. I'm the opposite. I'm the one who will get in a fight because I want to pay. Like, or at least let it split, or I'll come, like in most of my relationships, it's always like, I'll pay this one, you pay the next one, whatever. You split it, not to be even, but just because I don't want everything to fall on someone else. But who says men don't eat dessert? Like, have you met my dad? He just ate a whole tub of ice cream. Like, he's the one that's like, oh, let's go to Cheesecake Factory for the cheesecake. Like, I don't know. I'm not one to order appetizers just because I get full really fast. So if I eat appetizers, I won't eat an entree. But like, since when is the types of food classified like that? Like, if you're hungry, you're hungry. And you're going to make him pay, and you're going to say that you can have some of my food? Or like, let him have an egg roll, for God's sake.
Yeah, that is, like, the appetizer dessert thing is so weird to me. Like, so I'm a little different. I personally don't mind if the guy pays, but my mom and my grandma always taught me, if you do go on a date and the guy does pay, wait for him to order and then see what price range he did, and then do something that same price range or cheaper. And with my ex-boyfriend, I would do that, and then like if he was like, oh, and get an appetizer, and if he got an appetizer, like if we got something, it was like maybe $1 or $2 higher, I would ask, like, hey, is it okay if I do this? Is it okay if I do, like, because I don't know, there's like a level of like respect if someone is doing that, because that's so kind. So, I don't mind it. I just always try to make sure that, and then also too, like, small things, like if we got valet or something, I would always say, hey, we can just, try, I don't know, I would always try to lessen how much the guy would have to pay. And I think like and you're right though, I feel like these are the same girls that are like, yeah, you have to absolutely pay for me, and then I'm gonna get whatever I want. So I'm gonna get a lobster and I'm gonna get a steak. And like, honestly, now that I think about it, like, even when he was like insistent, like, just literally get whatever you want, I still would not, like, I would respect his money. Like, he worked hard for that, like, he earned that. Like,
I mean, a lot of girls see their boyfriends as like ATMs or like free meal vouchers. And I do the exact same thing you do. Like, I don't know who, I think it probably was my mom who taught me it, but probably it's like, and even not just with your boyfriend, like if I go out to you with my friends,
that's true
and
too.
like they're like, oh, it's my treat, I'm not gonna go and like order a $30, $40 steak and like, oh, it's my treat. They told me if I go to Starbucks, they're like, it's on me, and I'm gonna get a Trenta Frappuccino with extra almond milk and all this stuff because it's free. Like, no, I don't know. I guess whoever dates me is lucky because I don't eat seafood, so I don't have to order lobster or shrimp or anything fancy like that. But I usually do the same thing. Like, okay, if he's gonna order like a $20 plate, I'm gonna make sure I don't order anything over that. Yeah. Just because I don't want to seem like, oh, every time I go eat with her, like she eats the most expensive stuff. Like,
right.
I don't
Right.
know. It's the same thing that you said. Like, it's out of respect. It's not even out of like, you could be dating the most millionaire man in the world. Like, it's out of respect. Like, you're not gonna just, oh, he's paying for it. Let me get like a whole bottle of wine.
Right.
It's ugly. And then he's paying for it, and then you're gonna tell him that he can't eat dessert.
Yeah. Like that just like you can just eat my meal. Like he paid for it. It's
Yeah.
y'all's meal, really. Like he lets you eat. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes me think like these girls order dessert and eat them by themselves. Like,
oh, that's a good point
like
too.
you're eating with someone, you get a dessert, and you're like, okay, thanks. And you start eating your ice cream, and the other person's like, and you're on a date because this is a guy that you're telling that you're on a date, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
this, you get a cheesecake, and I mean, if I'm on a date and someone orders dessert, I'm like, I'm gonna assume I can have a spoonful of whatever you ordered, and this girl's gonna be like eating the whole thing by herself, like.
Yeah, that I didn't even think of that. So
Oh,
she's literally sitting there eating the dessert by herself while her man is just staring at. I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, it took me a long time to eat in front of a guy that I liked. There was a
really?
while, yeah. Honestly, up until my last boyfriend, even then, it took me a minute or two to like eat a full meal. I don't know. I get weird eating in front of guys. I know it's a weird thing. I like I remember my very, very first date. We went to, well, it was, yeah, whatever. I'll call it a date. We went to Noodles and Company, and then we went to the movies. And I didn't even like. I was so hungry, but I ate like maybe 1/16 of the noodles. He's like, "Are you not hungry?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just full right now." And because I just was so nervous, I don't know. I just could not eat in front of him. But I was like, I wasn't like sitting there like, yes, okay. It was like, interesting. All right, yes, yes. And then like when I got home and I brought it home, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, and I like ate the rest of it. But I just can't imagine how awkward it would be just to be sitting there like, yes, I'm eating dessert and you're just staring at me. Yes, yes, I'm eating the dessert that you paid for, but I don't want you to have any because men don't eat dessert. And like, what type of like, and I'm not a feminist, but like is that misogyny? I mean, is that like anti-feminist mansplaining?
It has to be. What you're saying, the whole thing of like being shy about eating, I get it. I will eat like this is the thing. I love salads. Like like if I go to any restaurant, that's probably the first thing that I see. Not because it's healthy, because a lot of them are not healthy, but because
That's the truth.
because you get like a bunch of stuff all mashed together, and most of the time
Mm-hmm.
it tastes good. But there's some things that I wouldn't eat like on first dates. Like you said, noodles. Yeah, that's one thing I would probably be like a little careful because
Yeah.
like spaghetti. I don't eat pasta, but like spaghetti or noodles or
And
buffalo
then with
wings.
onions too.
I don't
I
eat
learned
onions.
that in an etiquette class I took. You don't eat onions when you are on your date, and you don't eat onions before the prom. That's what they told us.
That's smart. That's smart.
That kind of grows your breath. Onion and garlic.
Oh yeah, onions and garlic. That's like something I've seen a lot of people devour onions as if they were like
I
lettuce.
love onions.
I'm sounding so
Absolutely.
picky. I don't eat onions.
Oh gosh. I will add an onion. Like if something's like, I'll add an onion on it, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like a whole new world. It's like a brand new dish. That's how much I love onions.
No, you know how bad it is with me? Like one time I went to Chipotle and I usually order the guac on the side because I just like put it in myself as I go. And I didn't know the guac had that much onion in it. And one time the guy put it on the bowl by accident. And I was like, oh, it's fine. I'm not a Karen. Don't worry about it. Just leave it there. And I shaked my bowl and I started eating it and I bit into like a tiny piece of onion. Couldn't finish it. Like I left it. I was disgusted. I could taste the onion or smell it from the miles away, and I was like, I'm full. Didn't even have a bite. I was like, that's disgusting. Like, I'll taste onion for the rest of the week. It's disgusting.
I feel like two things about onions. They're very strong, and it stays in your mouth. Honestly, for dinner, I had a salad and I put a bunch of onions on it. I brushed my teeth and I popped them in my mouth and I can still taste it. Because onions are just that strong.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you put an onion in something, like you can smell it. It like it's like I mean, if they're super super tiny, like you probably can't smell it. But like if it's a decent size, you can smell that for quite some time.
Yeah.
In the food.
Yeah. No, it's horrible. I've been to places and ordered. I always have to double check, like, please no onions, please no, because you're not gonna be able to remove the onion, and even if you do, I'm gonna smell it, I'm gonna taste it, and I'm not gonna eat it. Like it's so bad.
And
It's
that's
one
like
of my
point.
it's one of my kitty things. Like I can't handle onions in any shape. Where the other day I was helping my mom cutting up some onions, and I gagged.
They're really not that bad.
That's just, it is to me. I don't know. My mom doesn't like onions either, so I'm just gonna assume I got that from her because my dad.
So why were y'all cutting up onions?
We were making I don't know if you know what pico de gallo is.
Yes.
So I make my separate one only with tomatoes and green peppers.
Oh, but the onion just adds that
To it. But yeah, I had to make a separate one for me, and well, my mom eats it like that, but just for myself.
That is so funny.
I swear I'm not 10 years old. I'm 20.
That's how I feel. I'm trying to think what food I just absolutely like cannot stand. I hate carrots. Like I hate them.
What?
Hate carrots.
What?
Love celery. I can eat celery all day. Hate carrots.
Oh, I love carrots.
I'm just thinking about them now, and I'm like, ugh, why do they exist?
The bag of shredded carrots. Ugh. That's like chips to me. Or because I can eat them with hummus too. Oof, amazing.
Oh, and cucumbers. I hate cucumbers. Like if something has pickle juice on it, like Chick-fil-A sandwiches, I will take the bottom. If I forget to say no pickles, I will not eat the bottom bread.
Oh, with pickles, yeah. I'm gonna say something stupid that I'm gonna regret, but just gonna put a disclaimer. I wasn't born here, and where I come from, pickles are not a thing. Like, really are not a thing.
Okay. I'm excited for this. Wait, we can't hear you. I really want to hear this.
Okay, no, I don't know why I connected to my AirPods, but where's my camera now?
Now we can't see you. Okay, there you go.
My computer's trying to stop me from telling this, but
no, I really want to hear it now.
So I was 22, 21, maybe about to turn 22, so like about a year or a little bit over a year ago, I realized that cucumbers are pickles.
Okay.
Like they're in vinegar, and that's how you make pickles?
Yes.
Like pickles don't come naturally.
No.
Yeah, I sound really stupid saying that, but I didn't know that.
I'm sure there's other people who didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of 5-year-olds. Yeah, I know. I don't like pickles either. I don't like pickled anything. I hate vinegar.
Me too. Those people that like salt and vinegar chips I'm sorry, that is so disgusting. And when you
burns your tongue.
I know. Yes, I don't remember which one of my friends was like this, but I remember saying she was like just smacking on it. She had like 2 bags, and I was like, that's disgusting. Like, doesn't it like hurt your mouth too? And she's like, yeah, but it's a good pain. And I was like, okay, weirdo. Like, I don't remember who said that.
That's so gross. With sour food. I mean, I don't know if you like sour candy.
I like sour.
I don't know. I used to like it when I was little because I remember eating like Sour Patch Kids and like all these sour candy, and now just the thought of like a Sour Patch Kid like makes me go my mouth water, but not in a good way.
Oh, really?
I don't know. And I remember eating them, and my sister loves sour candy, but I just can't. I can't do it anymore.
How do you feel about bitter things? So do you like dark chocolate, yogurt, Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt? Yes. Okay, me too. Yeah. So to be healthy, I've been like eating plain Greek yogurt, and I told my friend one time, and she like went out and bought it, and then she called me, she's like, this is disgusting, I cannot believe you recommended this. And I was like, no, like it's so good. And she's like, no, it tastes like sour cream. And I was like, No, you're wrong. So my brother did that whole DNA fit thing that's supposed to like tell you about like your
Your
stuff.
health or something,
Yeah, like your health.
yeah.
And so, you know, I don't know if you know this, but I'm afraid of having a clone, so I didn't do it. So I was reading his results because I was assuming we're similar. And
Close
we
enough.
yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
And it said that he has a really strong, like, he likes bitter things. So like he would enjoy things like dark chocolate. He doesn't like chocolate at all, but like he would enjoy things like dark chocolate, yogurt, Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. So good. But apparently not everybody, because like in the little thing it talked a little bit about Brussels sprouts. So people either are like, oh, these are so good, it smells good, or they're like, oh my god, these are good, disgusting and smell gross.
Yeah.
And like my roommate, my last roommate, she could always tell I made Brussels sprouts, but it just has this terrible smell. I'm like, I don't smell the grossness. Like it smells good and tastes so good to me. But so many people don't like Brussels sprouts. But it's like your taste buds. Like if you like Brussels sprouts, you typically like dark chocolate. You like plain Greek yogurt. There was another thing too. Well, I forgot the other one, but yeah.
I love plain Greek. I have a bunch of Greek yogurt in my fridge right now, and I just eat it with like how do you say, chia seeds?
Yeah, chia, I guess.
Chia seeds. I have like a big jar that I got on Amazon for like $5. That and like I haven't eaten Brussels sprouts in a while, but I don't hate them. I feel like I have the same opinion on them as broccoli, and I love broccoli. So
they're so good. Like oven roasted Brussels sprouts. Oh gosh. Oh, maybe I'll make that tomorrow.
do you like asparagus?
I do. I like asparagus. I like a little burnt though. I like a little.
I like them when they're crunchy, not soggy. Does that make sense?
Yes, maybe that's what I mean as well. Yeah.
Because when they're like just boiled, like with green beans, I don't mind them.
Yeah.
I'll eat them, but like if I can pick, I'd rather have them like I'll do them on my little toaster oven and just like toast them for a little bit so they're crunchy, like carrots.
Oh, nice. That's wow. I didn't think of that. Put them in a toaster oven. That's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, I've honestly never had them with green beans. So like you make them all together in a pot.
Well, I literally what I do is like I have one of those kind of looks like those toy ovens. You just open it and you can toast bread in it and it has like a rack. And I put like half green beans, half asparagus. I put garlic powder. I put garlic salt, a little bit of salt, and I think that's it. I don't think I put anything. And then I put a little bit of olive oil so they don't get too dry.
Yeah.
And you put it in the oven to toast for like 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So, as a consensus, saying your man can't eat dessert is stupid.
It is.
All right. So the last thing is we're going to start giving advice. And if you ever want to submit advice, you can email lifeismalpal@gmail.com. We won't promise that it'll be good advice, but we promise that we will read it, keep you anonymous, and that's about it. All we can promise is that we'll keep you anonymous and that we'll read it. So if you're interested in like advice from two random girls, please email me. Yeah. Okay, so until then, we're just gonna pull things from Reddit. Here we go. So this one person, okay, so this one person says this: one of my best friends continues to complain about the same situation over and over again, almost every single workday. It's driving me crazy. It distracts me from my work, and she never takes my advice. How do I ask her to stop or tone it down without upsetting her? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
First, okay. So my friend did not write this, but I know that I'm sure one of my friends has probably said that about me, because I can admit, well, okay, like I feel like I don't go overboard, but I can admit sometimes I will, like if something, I get in these like, I guess, I don't really know how to describe it, but like I feel like if I'm upset about something, that's all I'm thinking about for a good chunk of time, and then once that chunk of time is over, for whatever reason, it does not matter to me. Like, that's also part of my problem. I forgive people. Like, I have a friend that, another one of my friends, like, I literally don't understand why you still talk to her. But I'm like, oh, I'm over it now. Like, once I get past this little chunk, and it could be a long chunk, but once I get past this little chunk of being upset and complaining about something, I'm over it. So, all right. So I guess I would say maybe tell her, like, it's kind of bothering you, but do it in the right way. Because I also had one friend, I was upset over something, and I was telling, so I've never been like the type of person who has just like this one person they're always around. So I've always had like multiple groups of friends. So I was just telling my multiple groups of friends, like over the weekend, like what had happened and why I was upset over it. It wasn't the same people. It was just like, oh, let me tell you what's going on in my life. Let me tell you what's going on in my life. Let me tell you what's going on in my life. And one of my friends like overheard me telling another one of my friends, and she just like snapped me like, if you're not gonna make any changes, then like don't keep complaining about it. And I was like, all right, chill. Wasn't talking to you. That's what I was thinking. Obviously, that's not. I would never say that to her. But in my head, I was like, chill. Not even talking to you. So I don't think you should do it like that. I think you should at least just be like, hey, you've said this a few times, and I'm genuinely concerned, but like I don't know how else I can help you. Because like sometimes people, like with me, I'll use me for example. I don't like to be wrong. I don't like to be told I'm wrong, but I appreciate that because I'd rather you go ahead and tell me than for you to be on Reddit asking strangers about me. I'd rather just you to go ahead and say, hey, you know what, Mal, like you're kind of annoying me. Do you mind like not talking about this for a while? Like I understand it's upsetting you. And like in my head for a second, I might be I can't believe, but then I'll be like, okay, you know what, you're right. Like, I'm also very understanding. I guess it also depends on the person because I'm very understanding because I also too, I've been on that other side. Like, I have friends that will complain about the same thing all the time. You know what? They'll complain about a boyfriend that they should not be with all of the time. And I will listen, but in my back of my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot tell her I don't know how many times I can tell her, like, that's not right. Like, he should not have done that. She is definitely not listening to me. But I typically just put up with it. Even if I'm annoyed, I typically put up with it, but I don't like to annoy people. So like if it were me, I would want you to tell me. All right, that was a long explanation. Go ahead now.
I mean, what's the girl asking that she's just annoyed with her friend and doesn't know how to tell her?
Yeah, basically she's just kind of like, my friend keeps complaining about a situation and I gave her my advice, keeps complaining, she's not taking my advice, and I'm tired of it. That's basically what she's saying.
I feel like I've been in that position so many times. Like, I don't like to be, I mean, I kind of do, but like, I don't like to be the kind of person like, I'm always right, but like, and I mean and I don't mean that with everything, because there's a lot of things that I get wrong, and I will admit, I don't like to, but I will admit it to it. But when it comes to like intuition of other people, and I talk this, like when I get bad vibes out of someone, like you can tell, and I can't.
Oh my God, yeah, you can.
You can, like, I won't be rude to you. I won't call you out or call you names, but like, I won't be fake with you either. Like, I'll just, if I don't like you, I'm not gonna spend my time and talk to you and trying to make you like me, or I'll be desperate for approval of someone I don't care about. But at least with that, and then you mentioned like with your friends, like, oh, when they're dating a guy and you're telling them like this and this and that, or you have to repeat them over and over again, like, oh, he's an asshole, and she's like, oh, but I love him, and you're like, okay, but red flags here, and then she's like, yeah, I know, whatever. It's happened so many times that you tell them, and you tell them, most of the time you tell them in a nice way, like, it's because I care about you, I want you to realize this, I'm not telling you these bad things because I don't want you to enjoy certain things, but you have to realize I'm looking at things from another perspective. Like,
Right.
you're in the field, I'm looking from the outside, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just letting you know this is what I think, and that's your friend. This is what I want you to be aware of. Now, if you don't listen to that as a friend, honestly, at one point it's your fault. And you can tell them a million times and they won't listen. But as a friend, you did your responsibility of letting them know. Like I would rather them come back at me and tell me like, oh, you were right, or like I should, instead of being like, why didn't you never tell me this, or why didn't you ever said this? Like, and it comes even not even with like boyfriends or like serious things at work or anything like that, but even like with small things such as having a piece of spinach on your tooth or having bad breath. Like I would rather tell my, like if we were together, I'd rather tell you like, hey, you have something on your tooth, or hey, you want a piece of gum, than
Right.
someone who you don't know well tells you like, or makes a bad face at you because you have something you don't know about. So I mean, at that point, you're better off just telling them. Or I've even
Yeah.
come to the point of telling them, like, look, I've told you this a million times, but I'm going to say it again. Like, this is what it is. And even if they get mad at you, let them be mad at you. Because they're going to be mad at you for not forever. Even if you're wrong, they're going to be like, look, I know you told me this, but this is what happened. You were wrong, but at least thank you for, you know, warning me or giving me advice or whatever. But if you care about the friend, you might as well keep telling them. It might get exhausting at one point that you're like, okay, it's not that they don't want to listen, it's just they're not listening. Like they
Yeah.
just refuse to hear your advice. And at one point, I get it, it's exhausting and you don't even want to keep doing it. I've gotten to that point too that it's been years that you tell something to someone, and at one point it's like, look, I've been telling you this. Like if you're gonna keep complaining about it, even after I give you all the advice that I physically ever can give you, just don't mention it to me again, because I'll tell you the same
Yeah.
thing. If you get mad at me every time I tell you the same thing, just don't tell me then, because I'll keep telling you the same thing all over again, because you're not going to change my opinion on this situation or this person. It's just it just varies by case, and like you said, like especially on the person that you're dealing with. If it's
That
someone
too.
emotional, someone who will think rationally, or someone who just, I guess, gets offended easily, be careful. Especially if you care about a friend, be careful how you say, and don't go talking to other people about that stuff, like
Oh
dread
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I think especially like it depends on the type of friendship you have. Because there's some friends who can like tell me things and they can say it in like the meanest way, and I might be like annoyed and upset, but I'll just like not take it because that sounds like they're being mean, but like I know the intention behind it because we have the type of relationship. But then there's some people who like I don't really know like that, and they might give me advice, and I might be like, well, first of all, I rarely like this is not to be boastful or anything, but like I rarely ask my peers for advice. I'll ask like if I really, really need advice, I have like some older people in my life I typically ask. So first of all, and I'm a two wing three or three wing two. Sometimes I really do think I'm a three wing two instead of a two wing three. But anyway,
Mhm.
Enneagram. Have you? I told you about that, right?
I didn't do it with you. I think I'm a 2.
Yeah, I think we were the same thing.
Yeah, we were a
But
2.
anyway, so I like advice, like I don't mind advice, but like sometimes like if I didn't ask you, I kind of don't want like if I wanted to know, I would have asked you. So like if people who I don't know really well, when they start like giving me advice or telling me things, sometimes it's kind of like, yo, like I don't really know you. I'm sharing an experience with you. If I needed your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
input, I'd say, hey, what do you think? Maybe I'm just sharing a story. Like maybe I'm just telling you about my day, like what happened. Like I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah. So I think it just really depends on the level of friendship you have with someone. Like, um, whether you keep giving them advice or but also too, I think at some point you got to be direct. You got to be like, hey, you know what, girl, like I have told you 6 times that this situation can be fixed this way, and it feels like you're not listening to me. So I mean, you're either going to have to like make a decision to change, or or I'm done talking about this topic. Like
Yeah,
that just has to be how it is,
yeah.
I
I
guess.
think it's
I
also,
think being direct is the best.
yeah, and it's also important to like think about the person you're talking to, because I've experienced this, and even maybe myself, maybe I've done it myself. Like you're telling, like you said, you're just telling someone something you're stressed about. Like
Yeah.
let's say it's a situation in school or work, and you're just like, I can't believe this is happening, and you tell it to someone. A lot of times when people ramble like that, they don't necessarily want to be told what to do. They just want to they just want someone to listen to them, in other words.
Yes.
And I say it because I feel like I've done it a lot, especially with like primarily like work and school stuff, that really nobody can help me except myself. And I'm aware of that. Like whatever it's school is my problem that I have to deal with. And whatever it's at work, again, I have to deal with. So when I'm complaining to someone, a lot of the times I'm just like, just listen to me. Like, just let me ramble.
Right.
Just let me ramble. Yeah. Let me be crazy for 5 minutes. Let me ramble and then I'll be fine. Like literally, right. And I have a lot of friends that understand that, because I don't know if they're the same way or they just know me that well, and they'll just sit down and listen to me and be like, yeah, oh my God, what are you going to do about it? Instead of telling me like, well, you should do this. They're like, well, what do you think of what are you going to do? Or they just listen and they know that after 5 minutes, I'm just going to take a deep breath and be like, but yeah, this is what I'm going to do. So yeah. I think it's important to know or differentiate when they're asking for advice or not. Because then even if you didn't want to, you might come off as an asshole for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend, love him to death. I really do. But literally, I have learned I cannot express upsetness around him because he automatically goes into, okay, so this is what you need to do. Like advice, fix it mode. And it's like, sometimes I just need to get something off my chest. And like, and that's another thing too. This is just a completely different topic, like a side note, but like, I feel like you can't tell everybody everything in general. So like, so I've had to learn that like sometimes I'd be upset over something, or sometimes like I'm going through something, and I have during this time I have like a group of friends, and I want to tell everyone in that group, but at the end of because I just, you know, you want friendship, you want someone to vent to, you want someone that's going to pat you on the back and say, hey, it's going to be okay. I don't necessarily need you to fix it, because you know, I'm very proud of myself. Like, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, I get through whatever I'm going through. Like, I can do it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm doing it by myself. So I don't really need anybody. But, like, sometimes you just want to, like, just get that off your chest and, like, have someone say, hey, you'll be okay. But then there's people who are like, okay, so this is what you need to do. And this is what you did wrong. So let me tell you. And it's like, oh, chill. Like, I just needed to get this off my chest.
Like, they run to tell you what you did wrong. They're like, well, yeah, you did this and this and that.
Yeah. I had a friend do that in a situation, and it just turned me very sour. Like, and honestly, after that, I was like, you know, I probably should not share too much with this friend. And I know that person is just trying to. That's the other thing too, and this is part of the I'm so forgiving thing. I know that person has good intentions, and like, you know, they really hurt me. But I know that at the end of the day, like, they were just trying to help, and this is their communication style, and that's how they wanted to communicate. But because I know that about them, they're probably not going to change unless they, you know, I can't fix someone else. All I can do is fix myself. So I know that, okay, this topic I cannot talk to them about, or I cannot express this emotion because this will happen. Like, I still want to be that person's friend. I still like them, but it just, you know, some people just everybody's communication style is different. All some people want to do is fix stuff. That's all some people want to do. And that's fine, I guess. But I mean, if I need help, I'll ask.
Yeah, I think that's something that you learn, especially like at our age, that we're like in our 20s and we're like getting out of college, but not really, and getting into work life, but not really. And just like all these things happening at the same time that maybe you don't even realize. But when we look back in 10 years, we're going to be like, that was a lot. But that's when you realize not just the friends that you want, because I mean, also the type of friends that you want and that you need. I think it's because you realize, okay, like you said, like, you can't change a person. You can't change the way someone's going to react, but you can change the type of people you surround yourself with.
That's a very good.
Not gonna, if someone who is brutally honest, and I appreciate people like that, but maybe someone doesn't, and maybe someone who's more emotional would rather not have someone who just spit everything to their face at once, but someone who will slowly, you know, tell them the truth as it is, and in a, I guess, more tactical manner. But that's two type of people, and I think it's important to realize when it's time to outgrow those friendships that maybe at one point of your life they were great and what you wanted, but at one point you grow out of them and you're just like, you know what, I can't deal with their level of sarcasm or how rough they are, or just, or
The
maybe to the point
communication style. Yeah.
yeah, or just like at one point it's like I don't trust them like I did before. And you could have gone through a lot of stuff, but at one point, and I think everyone in their lives have gone through this, like a breakup is a thing, but like a friendship breakup is like a whole other thing. And
Completely different.
I think at least, I'm not gonna say every guy because I'm not a guy, but like at least every girl that I know of, including myself, have gone through one of those. And those are probably, I would say, way tougher than like a relationship breakup because they're usually longer. They usually know more about you in a way. They know more of you or the person you are. So, I mean, we all have to go to a point to that we think about the friendships we have, and if we really, even if they're great, at one point they're just not good for you, or not even for you, but for the person you want to be in the next 5 to 10
Right.
years.
And also recognizing that it just some, like, maybe downgrading someone from like best friend to friend or acquaintance, because you don't necessarily have to cut that person completely out, but like maybe they don't have to be your best friend. Maybe they could just be someone, hey, I want to hang out on a Friday night, let's just hang out this one Friday night too. I think that's another thing that we have to realize, because I mean I'm working on that now. Like there's some friends that I realize that I love them and I'm never going to stop loving them, but maybe they're just Friday night friends as opposed to like deep conversation, I want to change the world. They're not necessarily caring about that right now type people, you know?
Oh, for sure, for sure. You gotta know who's the ones that you can talk to about real life problems, or like,
Yeah.
well, like whenever you're dating someone, who can you go and tell something that you're going through, and it's not gonna immediately judge you.
Yeah.
It's a very thin line between trying to help you and just like laying out, just making you feel even worse than you were before you came
Yes.
to the problem.
Yes. Because you also don't want someone that's going to like, suck up to you and like tell you everything you want to hear. But you're also, don't want someone who's going to make you cry because they were just being mean.
Yeah.
And you're right, it's a very, very thin line, especially when it's something that is tough, like when it's a tough topic. That's a very thin line.
Yeah, and also since we're already like on the friendship line, something that I've realized too is like it's not always how that person treats you, but also how that person makes you behave. I don't know if that makes sense.
Ooh, yes, that was
I don't
good.
know. And you know this, I carry off people's energy a lot. Like if someone's all hyper, I'll be all hyper. Like I'll go to that energy. But if someone's all down, like I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm not gonna be the crazy one in the room. I'm a Libra. I don't go with that. I'm not a fire sign. But when it's someone, I don't know. Tell me if I'm crazy or it happens to you. But sometimes with certain people, it's not that I don't like them, but they don't bring me the like the ambiance that maybe like when I'm with you. Let's put that as an example. When I'm with you, I feel fine and I feel like happy and I can talk about anything and we can do anything. Like it's fine. I feel good. But there's certain people that I just automatically get like shut down, like automatically like shut off, or I feel like I'm looking at myself and I'm seeing like, why am I being so rude? Why am I being like this? Why do I feel not angry, but like, why do I just not feel like myself? Why do I feel like I'm giving bad vibes or I'm seeming more rude than I want to be or I am?
Yeah.
So some people do that and they don't even notice that they do that to you, or you don't even notice that you realize that from that person. But it's important to know when a friend no longer makes you feel the way a friend should. A friend doesn't have any responsibility on your feelings, but whoever you like what people say, like my parents say this all the time, like tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are. Right?
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Like it's, if someone doesn't make you feel, that's the best way to say it, it's like appreciated and loved how other friends do, at that point it's not like that friendship, to me at least, it's not worth it. If I'm gonna be
Yeah.
angry at what they do, or they I just feel like in any second they're gonna say something rude, or I'm gonna be like turned off immediately. I think that's something, especially girls, I think, because I don't think guys have as many. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that guys suffer so much through friendship drama as we do.
They
But
don't. Like, I know. And this is such a controversial statement, and but I'm gonna say it. Like, first of all, I'm gonna say this as a I am for female friendship, female empowerment, in the sense of, like, no one can get you like your girls can. Like, it is so good to be able to have conversations with girls. But I will say, from my personal experience, I have not had as much friendship problem. Well, this year I did, but that'll be an interesting topic. But that's just because this guy was crazy. But aside from this one guy, I have not really had as much friendship issues with guys as I have with girls. Like, usually from my experience, and I hate to say it because this is so cliche, and like, I don't feel this way, and I don't want people to think that I feel this. Like, I don't think girls are like, ooh, girl, like, or like, guys, I love hanging out with guys. Guys are just so much. I'm not like that at all. It's just I've happened to be around a lot more guys, so I have guy friends, and I just feel like it's not as like complicated. Like, I don't necessarily think that I don't feel as much like um pressure. I don't know. Like, they're just it's not the same. I just feel like we as females, we just have more I don't know, like,
I mean,
you know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, I'll say it, and I think I have like not the voice to say it, but maybe the experience. Like, I went to an all-girls school for most of my life. I love
Okay.
having girlfriends. I love having a girl group. I love girl nights. Love all that. I loved going to an all-girls school. It was great. I would never take it back. But
Capital B-U-T.
I'll say this, and I think every single girl can agree. I don't think it's that controversial, but girls can be very mean.
Mm-hmm.
Girls can be the spawn of the devil if they want to. And I know that because if I get mean, I can get really mean, and I can make someone cry if I want to on the snap of a finger. So girls, and not just like insulting, because guys can insult you and they can call you names and they can say all this, but in a way, girls can be very, I guess, manipulative would be the word to use. Like, they know how to, and I include myself in this, and like, girls know how to control or play with someone's mind enough to hurt them. So I think relationships, and I mean friendships with girls can be way more complicated. Because when you were saying about your guy friends, like, I'm trying to think, like, when have I ever gotten into a fight with one of my guy friends? Like, I'm trying to think, like, maybe we stopped talking because life and whatever, but I don't think anyone, like, I've never been like, oh my God, I hate him, I would never talk to him again. Like, no, if I see him, like, I've never, like, if I'm in school and I see one of my guy friends, I'm never gonna be like, oh, no, I shouldn't say hi to him. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, it's this person, let me go say hi to him. But I've had that time with girls that I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say hi to her. I don't know how we ended up. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it's always that second guessing with girls. I don't know. It's just, girls are complicated. I understand. Men are too. Don't get me wrong.
oh yeah,
we're all crazy. We're all crazy. That's the thing. But
relationships with men, like relationships.
That's different. You look at them from another angle. Like,
that's true.
I can be friends with, I love all my guy friends, but there's some that I know how they would be dating, and I've seen them date, and I'm just like,
Oh, I have some guy friends, male friends that I would never, like, nice guys for friendship. Never in a million years would I be in a relationship with them. Love them. I'm thinking of one particular guy. I even find him remotely attractive. I've seen how he's in a relationship. I've heard the stories from him. Could not be me.
They tell them to you directly. They're like, oh, you want to hear what happened? And I'm like,
right. And that's honestly, that's probably one of the best parts of being friends with guys, like, to get guy perspective on stuff. Like, I have this one friend, he is like, he's not mean, but like, he's very like abrupt and direct with me. he's like, him and my brother are probably the only two people that are in my life that are like super like this. And he just tells it how it is. Like, I have tons of people who sugarcoat things for me, which I don't mind. Like, sometimes I want you to sugarcoat it because I will cry if you don't. But like him, he does not sugarcoat anything. He will tell me like, oh my goodness, the other day, I don't know if you'll watch this, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about if you're watching. The other day, like, you know, the little Instagram things with the blue and green eye with the butterflies,
Yeah,
the filter. Yes, I use it all the time. It's so cute. Yeah. He messaged me or he said, stop using that. You look ridiculous. And I was like, okay, well, like, I don't know, but like, because I don't know, it's just the way he said it as opposed to like if another one of my female friends said, I feel like I would have been like, oh, what do you mean? That's so mean. Like, geez.
Oh no, 100%. Like you probably have seen. You've known me for what, almost 2 years?
Yeah.
So you've seen me gone through different hair colors, is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've had whenever, and I literally dye my hair just for fun. Like, yeah, maybe once or twice it was a mental breakdown, but the rest haven't. And I've never had any girls like tell me anything bad about it, except for like, oh my God, is your hair alive? Like, are you good? Besides that, but I've had guy friends that would message me after I post like a selfie with my new hair. They'd be like, mental breakdown number what? You good? And like the same way you say, like if a girl told me like, are you having a mental breakdown? I would be like, am I? Meanwhile, the guy, if he tells me, I'd be like, F you. Like, miss you, by the way. But besides that, I wouldn't, like, I don't know. I don't know. People who listen to this will be like, it's a double standard with men and women. Like, I don't think it is. I mean, from experience, maybe we just have good luck with our license, but.
And you know, I'll say this, like, I personally don't believe men and women are the same. Now, we have the same value, like, we are both valuable, like, you know, equal rights, women vote or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, we're just different. Like, the way our brains are wired are different, like, our anatomy is different, and like, that's something, like, there's a lot of hills I won't die on, but that's a hill I'll die on. Men and women are just different. Like, that's just fact of the matter.
Of course. Yeah, no, I agree with you with what you said. Like, when it comes to rights, yes, we're equal and we deserve the same physical and right things that a woman and a man does. But we're not equal. Thank God we're not equal, because I don't want to be equal. Like,
right.
To that point, like, I don't know how, like, there's some things that we have that men, it's not that they don't have it, but we have it in bigger amounts. Like, let's say our maternal instinct.
Yes.
Like, we have it. Maybe do men have it? Yes, they make great parents. A lot of men deserve custody of their kids more than the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it a million times, but it's more innate in us than it is. Do they have it? Yes, but maybe it's more because we carry the child.
I was about to say, we can carry life. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way that doesn't affect literally every other aspect of being a woman. Like,
have you heard that thing that it's like a woman becomes a mother the second the baby, you know, she can feel the baby or she's pregnant, but a man doesn't become a father until the baby's born. Because they don't realize. When you're carrying the baby, you know the baby's there and you can feel it. You can't see it, but you feel it. You're carrying it. But the dad is like, oh yeah, she's pregnant, the baby. But a lot of men lose it once the baby's born, because they're like, oh crap, she wasn't kidding. Like, the baby's there.
It was a human.
There was like a lot, and I've heard this not just from like comments, but like a lot of my friends who were pregnant, they've told me before. It's like, yeah, like, you know, he was excited to have a kid and everything, but I don't think he realized that he was a father until he saw the baby. But, you know, and I knew I was a mother from the second, like, the first trimester. Like, I knew that was my baby, and my mother instincts were kicking in. So
that's beautiful. Wow. So we went from talking about your friend to having babies and how beautiful being a woman is.
I love babies and I love women. So
me too. Like, I would not trade being a girl for anything in the world. I love being a girl.
I think the best mixture, and I can thank my dad for it, I guess, is like being a girl, but loving all the girl things, but also being raised with some tomboy characteristics. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm not like that, but I get it. I'm girly girl.
I mean, I was like that because my mom is the epitome of like girly. She loves shopping. She loves clothes. She loves makeup. She loves say it. That's her. But then my dad never had any boys. He never had a son. So that's when I come to the play. I'm the oldest girl. I know how to change a tire, and he taught me all the things about cars. And whenever he's doing house projects, like here I go. Like whenever we go to Home Depot, here I go. Like all these things that ever since I was little, and I guess kudos to him because I don't think every father does this, but he's like, you can't rely on a man to do this, or you're not gonna go marry a man that doesn't know how to hang a paint on the wall, or you're not gonna marry a man that doesn't know how to fix the toilet. And if you live alone, you're gonna know how to fix a toilet. You're not gonna have to call someone to do it for you unless it's really bad. But I guess that whole tomboy mentality, I feel like it's not super big. Like I don't consider myself a tomboy, but it's just like little characteristics that I think help a lot when you're growing up as a woman.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, those are good. Those are good. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I help my dad put stuff together occasionally, but definitely not like I mean, I have a younger brother too, though. Like, and he's just 15 months younger than me. So for the most part, like if it was something big, I feel like he would just be like, "Hey, James, come help me." But I remember like helping my dad once with the car and like, but I mean, I don't know how to change a tire or anything like that. I'm definitely more girly. The only like tomboyish or guyish thing about me is that I'm like super into like superheroes and like
See, that's where I'm lacking, and it's really bad because I've never seen a superhero movie
ever.
besides the Spider-Man with Zendaya, whatever her name is. That's the
Wow.
only and really bad reason. But the only reason I've seen that movie is because it was a date.
Wow.
And like, let me make
you haven't seen Infinity War?
Let me make my case.
Okay.
I've never seen Star Wars either. So
I've never seen Star Wars either.
But I want, just as with Star Wars and with superheroes, I want to watch them because I feel left out. I don't know. I didn't know these superheroes existed in the same universe until Infinity War came out. I haven't seen it, but I didn't know they were all in the same little country, in the same little world. I thought they were separate.
Okay. So you don't know about the DC and Marvel? You don't know about that?
I mean, I just learned they're different.
Yeah.
Thought they were just like, I thought it was kind of like studios, like, oh, Fox Studios and Universal stuff. I didn't know they were like, I mean, if you ask me, I would say Superman is friends with Iron Man. Like, that's what I would think. Like, they're in my mind, they're all like in the same platform, but I know they're not. Like, but if you told me, like, if you threw a superhero at me, or even, I didn't know Doctor Strange was a thing.
Okay.
Or the ivy, the poison ivy, I didn't know that was a thing. Like,
so maybe we should do. Oh, I wonder. You said poison ivy. I kind of want to see the Birds of Prey movie. If we can find, it's okay. It's with poison ivy. Let me see. It's poison ivy. Harley Quinn. You know Harley Quinn at this point. Yes, the daddy's girl. That's not how she originally looked.
I never. That's the only. Okay, maybe I've seen two movies. I saw the Joker with Joaquin.
Oh,
it was Joaquin. Like, yeah. I had to see that. Yeah.
And that's not the same. Like, that's like, I mean, it's the Joker, but like, I feel like that doesn't give you a in-depth look into like the whole comic book realm, which has changed drastically since I was a kid. Not to nerd out. So Birds of Prey is okay. Let's see. It's the I wonder if you can see the. Oh, this is this. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Oh, wait. Let me turn down the brightness.
Oh, is it like an all-girl cast?
Yeah, it's that. Oh.
I feel like I've seen that. Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen that, but I don't know who. Besides Harley Quinn, I don't know who everyone else is.
I honestly didn't. Okay, it's Harley Quinn is in it. Black Canary. Oh, it's played by Journey Smollett. I like her. She's Jesse Smollett's older sister.
Who?
Jesse Smollett, the guy who said that he was in Chicago.
Oh, that guy. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to get into that, but yeah. But yeah, so I thought Poison Ivy was in this. Maybe not. Anyway, maybe we should, if I can find this like on Amazon. Do you have an Amazon account?
Amazon like Prime?
Prime, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. You Amazon all the time. Okay. So if I feel like it might be on Prime. So if it's on Prime or something, we should watch it and review it. Because that'll technically be your first like real like I don't know, because everybody said it wasn't good, so I don't want you to like.
I mean, I don't know what to base it off. Probably those people that say it's not good.
True.
Like if you tell me like the things that I was into, I guess were like Harry Potter and Narnia, all those things. So if you ask me, like, yeah, the last 2 Harry Potter movies suck, but I know what I'm talking about, I guess. But with I'm telling you, I've never even dated a guy who was into superheroes.
Really? My last boyfriend was not.
No, I think they're all into. No, I'm not gonna get into details what they're into, but I guess I've never dated like a superhero or like maybe video games.
It's okay.
Video games. Yeah. No, it's not even like a bad thing. I'm just making the connection. Like they're all either into video games or cars or school or I don't know. That's just a weird coincidence, I guess.
Well, yeah. So I thought all guys were into that stuff because before my last boyfriend, almost all my guy friends were into all that things, and then my last boyfriend was just into hunting, like really into that, and cars, like the hunting and cars. I'm trying to think what else he liked.
It's probably better for them to like superheroes than for them like. Well, it depends what cars, but most of the time it's like bad cars.
I mean, you know, I'm not gonna get into all the details, but I will say, whoever, you know, if I do date again, the next person I date, I do want them to be into like superheroes and stuff like that, because I realized like I had missed that. Like I liked talking about that. Other thing is super funny, random fact. I love talking about aliens and stuff like conspiracy theories.
Me too.
So fun. He would hate it. I remember like I didn't talk about aliens for like a week or so, and we were talking about something. He's like, "Hey," and I also appreciate you. Like, you haven't really brought up the whole alien thing in a while. And it was so funny because like later that conversation, I had planned to tell him something I saw on YouTube. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no problem, babe. Yeah." So
I love talking about like I guess weird stuff like that.
Me too.
One thing that I nerd out on, which can be very annoying because I can get really into it to the point that I annoy myself, is like, and you know this because I rambled about this with you, history, but specifically British royal family history.
Oh, yeah, you love that.
And I post on Instagram and Facebook all the time, like watching an Elizabeth I movie, watching an Elizabeth I, like how much, there's a lot of things on her that I'm always, and if you get me to talk about it in person, I'll go on for hours. I'll be like, but did you know that Elizabeth and Mary and this kid, and she never had a baby, guess who got the crown? Like I'll get like to the point that I've had previous relationships that they're just like, what? Like, where do you get all this information? And then you look at my YouTube and I'm subscribed to like weird history facts, history this, history that. Because it's all
that's how I am about aliens and just conspiracy theories in general. Like, I went down this, and then after this, I feel like we've been going for kind of long. After this, we can end it. But I went down this really long, like, spiral about the Earth being flat. Now, I'm not saying the Earth is flat. I want to preference that. But what I am saying is there's a lot of videos of a lot of people who are convinced it is. And they have a lot of science. Well, they have a lot of fancy words,
Convincing words.
convincing words that I don't know personally to back up what they say. Now, I don't believe the earth is flat. I do think that Antarctica is suspicious, though. And that, I mean, well, I don't want to, another episode. We talk about that another episode.
I mean, I get what you said, because one time I watched the video. I don't know if you know Shane Dawson.
Yes.
So
You're so no sound again.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So he posted a video. I think it's his brother who believes the earth is flat, or someone who believes the earth is flat. And I watched the whole 40-minute video, and by the end of the time, I was like, hold up. He got a point. He's got a... Nah, but he's got a point. Like, I see where he's coming from.
Yes.
Like, I see you. You're wrong, but you almost got me.
Yes. That's literally what happened. Like, I don't remember the guy's name, but I watched like maybe 2-3 hours of him, and I was like, I know, like, intellectually, I know you're wrong. I know it. But you are saying some stuff that I'm not a sciencey person, so you could probably convince me if you worked really hard. So, but yeah, that would be a good episode.
You catch me Googling stuff just to make sure, like, wait, let me fact check it really quick.
Like, I know it's wrong. Like, I know you're wrong, sir. I know it. I don't know why.
I know you're wrong, but hold up.
Right.
Let me make sure you are. And I guess that's just a whole speaking thing, that they're good at talking what they're talking, because
yeah, that, I mean, that's the same with like cult leaders. Like, that's how like, if you are good at speaking, you can convince not anyone, if you are good at speaking, you can convince a certain target group of people specific things. I am one of those people. I have strong convictions. I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sins, blah blah blah. I believe that there's a heaven and hell. But my mind, I like the idea of like fantasy stuff. So I like the idea of, for all we know, like like the Bible was written for us as humans. There could be a Bible for aliens. I don't know. Like, I like keeping my mind open with that. Messy. I like the idea. That sounds fun to me. I keep my mind open. I'm not gonna sit here and say there's no Bigfoot or Yeti. Like, that's just the person I am. So that's one thing too. I always have to like make sure, like, and I know, and that's why I think that whoever I do end up with does need to be a little bit more like, okay, this is this. Don't, you've been talking 30 minutes about this one thing. You probably should, like, let's come back to reality, because I can go out.
No,
I don't mind it.
There's a realm of YouTube, because I just blame YouTube. I'm just gonna blame it all on
it's YouTube's fault.
But the other day I was cooking, and I was thinking, I was thinking, like, I don't know why I was thinking about America. I was just thinking about the government and all this stuff, and I was like, what would America be if we were still part of the United Kingdom? Like, what would we be? Put it on YouTube. Boom, there's a 15-minute video explaining what would be. And I was like, they have another video of like, what would have happened if George Washington would have been king instead of president? Like, what if we would have had a monarchy?
There's a book about that.
There's a book, and there's like this whole video of like 3 parts, I think, explaining what would happen if he would have had a kid, and we would have, like, who would be the king of America right now, and all these stupid questions that shouldn't have an answer, but there's an answer to. And then I watched these videos, and I'm like, there's another one, again, with my whole obsession of the royal family. It's like, are the royal family the real royal family? And I'm like, what if they're not? Can I do something? No, I literally
do something.
But I'm just like, oh my God, I'm worried that family is not the real royal family. Like, these are fakers. Like, they're not blue blood. No one's blue blood, but like, I'm stressed. I'm having an anxiety attack because Will is not the rightful king of, like, these
and
things.
That is YouTube. That is what hours on YouTube in the middle of the pandemic will do for you. You will be stressing over. I mean, That is so funny. So it's this other guy that I actually try to get him on my podcast. I need to follow up because he emailed me and said he'll get back. It's this guy who has this thing, birds aren't real. Like, that's his thing.
Oh.
So, like, yeah. So, like, I was watching some of his videos and I was over there like, oh my, are birds real? Like, I'm over here stressing. I'm like, no, that's not a thing. Like, birds are real. Like, Mallory, stop that. Like, I'm over here, like, trying to figure out, like, looking at these birds, like, outside my window, like, okay, where would the, like, it is, yeah, that's YouTube. You'll be stressing over things that have nothing to do with anything that will never impact you ever.
Oh, like, again, I know this is going on for too long, but since now we're on the subject of feeling crazy, I posted this on Snapchat because I just was so stressed. I was watching with, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I was watching with my dad, Olympus Has Fallen. Have you seen that movie?
Is that the one with Channing Tatum?
No, it's the one with Gerard Butler.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Well, it's like a 3-part movie that's literally about America being terrorized, right? Like, DC gets destroyed and, like, I think the North Koreans attack and they want to kill the president and they want to, whatever. We're watching this movie, which I saw years ago, because I can go years without rewatching a movie, because then I get bored. So I'm rewatching this movie, and in my mind, I don't remember anything that happened. And, you know, I love DC. DC has my heart. Like, I love that city so much.
We should move there. Just
yeah,
out there. Keep
I would love that. But I see in this movie, this freaking plane comes and destroy the Washington Monument, and I have a tear down my eye.
Oh.
In another scene, they destroy half of the White House, and the president, who's not real, is like running to the bunker, and the kid is still in the room, and the vice president, which I don't know who he is because he's a character. He's not real. It's not based on a real story. I'm literally stressing out, and I'm looking at my dad like, why am I watching this? He's like, it's not real. I'm like, but it could be. Like, the vice president looks like Mike Pence. It could be Pence.
Well, I remember we saw, there's, I think, White House Down. That's what my brother and I saw. And I remember he said something like, I feel like people shouldn't make movies like this because it just gives people ideas. And I'm like, that is a very good point.
I was just, like, stressed watching, and I knew it wasn't real, but I just kept thinking, like, but this technically could happen.
Right? Like, it's not. At this point in my life, I do not say anything is impossible. I cannot express, like, my life has been filled with the most random, wow, that's not going to happen. Oh, look, it happened moments. So anything is possible.
Yeah, it's, and again, with the whole DC thing, this whole city was destroyed, like, shattered. And my dad, again, my family knows how much I love DC. And when the movie finished, like, whatever it finished, literally, I could feel my heart going, like, and I was just telling my dad, like, that stressed me out. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because it's DC. Like, if they were destroying New York, I probably wouldn't blink an eye. But if they destroyed Miami or DC, like, I would feel it. Like, because, I don't know.
Yeah, it has your heart.
I keep reminding myself, like, this is fake. This is not a documentary. The monument is fine. The White House is fine. There's not a president named Charles. Like, he's fine. So stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we just get super, especially now because we have nothing else to do, we just get super emotionally invested in things. I've been watching the show Manifest. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's on Hulu. You should totally watch it. Everyone should watch it, especially because I'm scared it's going to get canceled because I literally know nobody else that watches it.
Oh.
Please, like, it's so good. They left off on a cliffhanger, and I really want people to watch it. But I was watching the other day, and I was like, so I was watching it in my room at my desk, eating my lunch, and I was, like, sobbing. And my brother opened the door and was like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just watching a show. It is an emotional show. The last couple episodes were pretty emotional. I'm, like, sitting there sobbing. I'm like, okay, Mal, like, this isn't real. Like, these things did not happen. You just chill. But my brother, everything okay in here? Like, you're crying? Like, I'm sorry.
I feel like it happens to all of us. Like, I watched at the very beginning of the quarantine, I watched Frozen. Well, my eyes out. Frozen 2.
I haven't seen the second one.
It's good. I mean, I like Disney, so I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, but I was bawling my eyes out. Like, I don't know why. Like,
I need
my
to see it. Maybe
parents
I'll watch.
my
Oh, you
parents
know
are
what?
alive.
I want to watch that. Oh, maybe we can review that next week. Another thing we should review. Let me see if I can find it. Do you like Riverdale and stuff like that?
Like, I've never seen Riverdale, Gossip Girl, Pretty Little Liar.
All right, so never
Not
mind.
because I don't like them, because I and I feel so stupid saying it, but I guess because while I was growing up, it wasn't a thing.
Okay.
Like, maybe the only thing I remember from back home is like Gossip Girl being like a thing some of the girls in my class would watch, but I didn't know about Pretty Little Liar until I moved to the States. I never watched Riverdale. I don't know why. I think I was watching Game of Thrones at the time, so
Okay.
I was watching that instead of that. Not that I wouldn't like it. I think the closest thing that I've watched about to those shows is like, I don't even know if it's close, but like Sabrina,
Like the one on Netflix?
the witch.
Like the recent one or the old one?
No, the recent one.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Well, that one
Yeah.
is. I've never seen that. That looks very dark. But it
Yeah,
apparently.
I stopped watching it. I was like, it's getting annoying.
Yeah, apparently takes place in the same universe as Riverdale. But someone shared it's this new show on Netflix that they said it's a mix of Gossip Girl and Riverdale. And I never saw Gossip Girl because when it came out, I was too young. Well, I might not have been too young, but my parents thought I was too young to watch it. So I never watched Gossip Girl. And then I did watch Pretty Little Liars. And I remember I guess it's fine to talk about now that I'm an adult, but I had to sneak and watch it because I remember our church said it was don't let your kids watch it because the girl was a ghost or something like that, and she wasn't a ghost. And I kept watching it, and I'm proud. It was a good show. But then I saw Riverdale. So Pretty Little Lies was over, and then I want to say like literally that next year Riverdale came out, and oh my goodness, you should watch Riverdale. So good. It's ridiculous. There's like it's I don't want to spoil it at all for you. There's so many ridiculous stuff in it. Like honestly, by the time you get to I think we're on season 4 now. By the time you get to season 4, you're gonna be like, why am I still watching this show? But you're gonna show up every time. Like you're gonna be like upset with yourself, but you're still gonna keep watching it because that's where I am. It's so stupid and ridiculous, but I keep watching. Anyway, so it's this new show. Maybe we'll see if you're interested or like I think I'm gonna watch an episode tonight and see if it's any good. But let me see the name of it. It's called Outer Banks. It says Outer Banks is the new Netflix show that is basically Gossip Girl meets Riverdale, and I'm addicted. That's what the person said. So
Outer Banks?
Outer Banks. Oh, like right down the street from where I kind of sort of live. / used to live. So yeah, so maybe we can watch that too. But yeah, okay, we should probably end. Even though this was good, I like this episode low key better than the other one.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to go like too long. Even though we're amazing. So yeah, so thanks for listening to the Mal and Val Show. We're gonna try to have episodes up on YouTube every Thursday. Of us just, doing this. Subscribe and like and comment. Yeah. All right. Bye. I'm sorry, that was so awkward.